An interministerial committee that President Jacob Zuma has appointed is currently meeting at the Rustenburg Civic Centre in Northwest. Minister in the presidency, Collins Chabane, is leading the committee, whose responsibility is to help the families of the victims of Thursday's tragedy in which 34 people were killed and at least 80 others wounded. The president has already announced the establishment of a separate judicial commission of inquiry into the deaths of the 34 striking miners. Its terms of reference and the names of its members will be set out this week. President Zuma has declared a 7-day period of national mourning starting today. Flags will fly at half-mast during the period. The SABC's Patrick Dintwa.
According to the presidency, the committee, which is separated from the commission of inquiry to be put in place this week, is mainly tasked to lead with all support mechanisms to the families of the victims. Already, some of the ministers, both the office of the premiers of the Western Cape and Northwest, including mayors from the Bojanala district and Rustenburg municipality, are locked up in a closed meeting. It is expected that after the meeting, Minister Collins Chabane and his entourage will head to Marikana, where they will meet with the mine management, the police, as well as families of the victims. For SABC Radio News, I'm Patrick Dintwa, reporting from Rustenburg.
Meanwhile, some analysts are speculating that Lonmin Platinum Mine in Marikana in the northwest will need as much as 8 billion rands in the coming year to be able to survive. Management has given striking workers a final ultimatum to return to work or risk being dismissed. The workers embarked on strike action nearly 2 weeks ago. They demanded a salary of 12,500 rands per month. Mining contributes 5% to South Africa's economy, while platinum is said to be the most important export. Mining analyst Carol Ferguson.
Have to start renegotiating in September at a time when they would have lost some very valuable cash flow. Lonmin obviously can't carry on indefinitely. What workers have found with mines that have already been closed down, like Aquarius Platinum, they find it hard to get jobs elsewhere. So it's not as if the platinum industry in South Africa is booming. Workers too, I don't think, have many options actually.
While still on that story, a small group of workers at Lonmin has reported for work. However, the mine says it's still optimistic that its 3,000 striking workers will heed management's call to return to work. Bernard Mokwena is the mine's executive vice president for human capital and external affairs.
We were very, very optimistic over the weekend, particularly following the call by different senior government officials and union representatives requesting employees to report for duty, because obviously if workers are not at work, it makes it very difficult for us to even start any form of engagement. So we had hoped, and we still are very optimistic, that workers will show up. Only then can we sit down and review the situation and determine the next set of activities or actions.
The North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria is expected to conclude judgment in the Burumach treason case this week. Judge Eben Jordan has already found 19 of the 20 men on trial guilty of treason. He's expected to give his ruling on the remaining accused Quibus Pretorius this morning. The SABC's Sandra Delanga.
5 of the accused were also found guilty on the alternative charges of culpable homicide and conspiracy to murder after they were found not guilty on the main charges of murder and attempted murder. The charges relate to the death of a woman after a bomb explosion in Soweto and a foiled attempt to murder former President Nelson Mandela. The rest of the accused were found not guilty on these 2 charges as they were already in custody at the time of the incidents. It took Judge Jordan 4 weeks to reach this point in his judgment. Sandra De Lange, SABC News, Pretoria.
Limpopo police are still looking for suspects following the brutal murder of 3 Mopong children at the weekend. Police spokesperson Hangwani Malaudzi says 2 boys and a girl were last seen alive on Wednesday during a local school march during which learners demanded more teachers. Malaudzi says investigations have revealed that the girl was raped before she was killed.
We were very shocked. We are heartbroken with this incident. The sad part, you're talking about children between the age of 12 and 7. So far, we have a task team that is dealing with this case, but honestly speaking, we are very heartbroken as the management of the police, and we are doing everything to make sure that the persons involved, they are brought to book.
Finally, African Union Commission Chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma says the success of the AU is dependent on the implementation of decisions that regional economic communities make. She was speaking at a SADC summit in Mozambique. Dlamini-Zuma says a strong and dynamic relationship between the African Union Commission and the regional economic communities is critical for the integration and development of Africa. She says a united Africa would assist the people of the continent to deal with burning issues such as climate change, food and water security, as well as the empowerment of the youth and women.